welcome fellow bookworms to Briz Den. My name is Whitney and today I'm going to be doing a tag video for you guys. Originally today, it's Monday, October 21st. It's actually my husband and I's 7-year anniversary today, but I'm sick. I was supposed to be uploading a themed vlog for this month, but I didn't read those books. I haven't been reading a whole lot this month. After the massive amount of books I read in September, I've just been taking it really easy this month. I'm planning on taking it pretty easy next month as well, because in December I always do my 24 days of Bookmas, which is also a lot of reading. But I still need to get a video up to date, so I had seen this tag on Heather Elizabeth's channel. And that channel, of course, will be linked down below as always. And my channel actually started with playing The Sims. Like, those are the videos I used to watch on YouTube a lot. Claire Siobhan, Deligracy, James Turner, I used to watch a lot of Sims videos, and then I started playing The Sims, and so I used to do create a Sim videos and speed builds, and those videos are still on the channel. If you're ever interested in going back and checking those out, they're still on this channel. But that's kind of how I got started, getting a little bit more comfortable with like editing and such. And so when I saw this tag, I thought that would be a fun tag to do. And then when I didn't have a video for today, I thought, perfect, I'll do this tag. It was originally created, from what I can find, it was created 8 years ago by Haley in Bookland. Again, channel and that video I'll link down below so you can check those out if you're interested. But yeah, I thought this would be a fun tag video to do. So it's the Sims book tag. And there's 10 questions, which is pretty typical. So the first one is the original Sims, the best author debut. And I'm willing to go with one I read recently. And both my sister and I, we read it and talked about it. She read it, then sent it to me, and we discussed it. Both agree, like, for an author's like first book, like, this is really, really well done. And that's Monstrilio by Gerardo, Samano, Cordova. And yeah, this is a literary horror. It's about a mom and husband who lose their son, and then she takes a piece of the son's lung and nurtures it, and it grows into this little Monstrilio creature. So it's about grief and, love and acceptance and such. And it was really, really well done. And both me and my sister were just like, this is this author's first book. We cannot wait to see what else they do. So that's my answer for that one. The second question is the Grim Reaper, and this is the saddest character death. And I know there's definitely others, but this one's fresh in my mind and I just couldn't get past it. I'm gonna do it without spoilers, but it might be, like, obviously it's a little bit spoilery but I'm not gonna say who died or anything like that. But that is, I just finished up Wisteria by Adalyn Grace, which is the third book. I guess it's just what the Belladonna series, I don't know, but this is the third and final book, and I normally, when a character dies or whatnot, I might cry, just for that little part. I was crying for pages and pages of this after that character died. I was very upset by it. It did not make me happy. And so yeah, that's definitely hit me hard when this character died. So like I said, I just finished that, so it was like at the forefront of my brain. I'm sure I could have found, there's so many books I read, so I'm sure I could have found something else as well, but that's fresh in my mind, so that's why I'm going with that one. Number 3 is Sims Getting Stuck. A character that just got in the way. I struggled with this one a little bit. I had a couple books in mind right off the bat, but they're children's books, and I was like, no, I could come up with something different. But I just really couldn't think of anything. So I decided to go with the children's book, and that is Return to Howliday by James Howe. also Bunnicula Strikes Again as well. So I've only read 4 of the 7 books in the series. The first 2 I absolutely love. This one and Bunnicula Strikes Again has the addition of Howie, this dachshund puppy, and I just don't like Howie. I just think he gets in the way. Is the banter between the other two, Chester and Harold, just isn't quite as enjoyable with Howie there. So yeah, I just think he gets in the way. So that's my answer for that one. Then number 4, Simlish, a book with amazing writing. And this one again was hard for me. It was like this book immediately popped in my mind again. But I was like, I'm sure there's other books I'm just overlooking. But I have to go with My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This one, it took this author 18 years to write this. Like, she took her time with this. And it's such a hard topic because it's about um, this woman and she has a relationship with like her teacher, and so it kind of deals with like grooming and such, and it's just so well done, and you really see into Vanessa's mindset because she doesn't see herself as a victim, and then so it's kind of dual timeline, and you have 2 different parts, and yeah, it was so well written for such a heavy topic. I thought it was really, really well done, and the writing was really, really great. So that's my choice for that one. Then let's see here. Number 5, expansion packs, a series where the books kept on getting better. And so for this one, this is another series I just revisited in September, and that is the Enchanted Forest Chronicles by Patricia Wrede, I want to say is how you pronounce her last name. I always struggle with her last name for some reason. And so you have 4 books. You have Dealing with Dragons, Searching for Dragons, Calling on Dragons, and Talking to Dragons. And she actually wrote Talking to Dragons first, and then had a publisher reach out to her, and so then she wrote the other 3 books to start the series, and just each book gets better. I enjoy each book more and more. And so that definitely fits the bill. I love this series so much. It kind of pokes a little bit of fun at like fairy tales and such. And you have like this princess, and she doesn't want to get married, so she becomes a dragon's princess. And you have the dragons, and then you have these evil wizards. Like, it's just such a great series, and each one gets better. Talking with Dragons, like I said, she did write it first, but it's the end of the series, and it's the best. And then let's see here. Then number 6, Sims Romance, the worst case of insta love. And so again, this one I struggled a little bit with, but this whole series is based on that, and I'm not mad at the series because of it. I enjoy the series, but that has to be Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. I mean, it's all based on insta love. You have these women, and they were sex trafficked by aliens, and then they land on this ice planet, and you have the blue people, and they have very few females in their race. And to live on this planet, you have to have a Kui, which is a symbiotic like life force that keeps them alive, but the Kui will resonate to their mate. But even without that, like even without resonance, like the aliens are just so starved for love because there's no women on this planet. Like it's very insta love. But I do really enjoy this series, so that's what I'm gonna go with for that. And then number 7, Cheat, a book that was entirely unrealistic. And for this one, again, I'm pretty good at like suspending my disbelief and such, but this one, just the way the characters acted, it wasn't very realistic. And so I'm going with The Maze of Bones, which is the first book in the 39 Clue series. This first one is by Rick Riordan. Each one's kind of written by a different author. But in this one, just the way the children acted, they didn't act like children. And some of the things weren't really developed or explained or anything like that. And so basically have these brother and sister, um, and I think their grandma or somebody dies, and they have the option of either taking $1 million or getting a clue and going like on this treasure hunt around the world. And it is fun, but it just like they are one cousins, like the family is like a family of like assassins, and just the way they acted, they're supposed to be the same age, like this is middle grade, and they just didn't act like kids, and that just gets under my skin. Like I don't mind like fantastical elements if the characters, make sense, like I can suspend my disbelief, but in this one it just, like I said, they didn't feel like true characters. So that's that one. Then let's see here. 8 needs fulfillment, a character who made all the wrong decisions. And I had a couple of ones I could go with. I have some dark romance that I was kind of thinking of, but I decided to go again, kind of a positive thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but that's Finley Donovan. The whole series, like she's constantly making bad decision after bad decision and getting herself in these situations that makes up the whole series. So it's funny because of it, but she definitely makes a lot of bad decisions, and it's just a good time. So basically, if you don't know Finley Donovan, she is a single mom, struggling writer, and somebody overhears her in a Panera talking to her agent about her next book, and thinks she's a killer for hire, and it just kind of spirals from there. So it's a really fun series. I'm not big on like cozy mystery type books, but that one I had such a great time with all 4 books. So number 9, Error Code. 12, a series that started off great but went downhill from there. And for this one, I haven't finished the series yet, but I've read 4 of the books, which each have 2 volumes in them. So that's 8 of the volumes, and that is Death Note by, I have it upside down, sorry, Death Note by Tsugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata. And yeah, just I really enjoyed this first one, and just every book since then has just kind of gotten worse and worse for me, and I haven't enjoyed them so much. I'm obviously going to finish. I have all of them. It's just it keeps getting worse, and I'm just not enjoying it. But I loved this first one. I love the premise of it because basically you have Light, and he finds a Shinigami Death Note, which allows him he can write somebody's name and they will die. And so he's kind of trying to do it to rid the world of evil, but then it kind of gets kind of warped. His dad's like on a police force and is trying to find who's killing these people. And so it just kind of goes from there. But yeah, the more I get in the series, the least enjoyable they've been for me. And then lastly, number 10, The Sims Vortex, a book series that completely engrossed you. And for this, I have to go with Tiger's Curse series by Colleen Hook. This one, so my husband had gotten me the second one for one of my 24 days of Bookmas reading thing. I had 1 year, I had him and his sister, they went at the thrift store and just picked random books for me to read that year, and he gotten the second one of this, and so I had gotten the first one, read both of them, immediately loved them, and was like, I need the rest of these. And so like we're looking at the used bookstore and such, ordering them on thrift books, and I got the rest of them and I like binged them. Absolutely loved them. The newest one, she kind of revived the series again. And so there was a new one that just came out in September 10th, and I read that and was really kind of disappointed by that. But yeah, the series, like I said, I binged them. Absolutely loved the original series. So yeah, I definitely had to go with that one. But that is the tag. This was nice, short, and sweet, which works for me. If you're interested in doing this tag, consider yourself tagged. I'm not gonna actually tag anybody. But this was fun. Like, I know I've seen a lot of booktubers really enjoy The Sims. Allison on a book break, she has a Sims TBR game, which I absolutely love watching. And then I've seen, some other people do Sims things as well, which is always just so much fun. I haven't played The Sims in ages, but like I said, this channel originally started as a Sims channel. So anyway, if you're interested in this tag, I would love to see other people doing this and kind of reviving it since it originally started 8 years ago. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you're interested in reading any of these books, or if you don't know what to say and you just want to let me know you're here and you're supporting the channel, you can always leave a rabbit or any type of animal emoji down in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys here. Happy reading, everyone. Bye.